My name is Gracie Hale. I'm 26 years old. Just days after I graduated with honors from the University of Michigan, my own father looked me dead in the eyes and sneered. "Girls like you will never make it. That diploma is a joke. No company will ever hire a worthless, delusional bitch who thinks she's smarter than her own brother." For 2 years, his words came true. 92 applications, 12 interviews. Every hiring manager laughed in my face, called me a fraud, a liar, a pathetic little girl playing pretend. They said I didn't deserve to breathe the same air as real professionals. I had worked 3 jobs, survived on nothing, and graduated debt-free. Or so I believed. Then came my very last interview. The CEO stared at my diploma, then at his screen. His face turned ghostly white. "Your degree is completely real," he said, voice shaking. "But what's written under your name? That's not." In that moment, everything my parents had done to destroy me started to unravel, and I was about to make them pay for every single tear they forced me to cry. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I take you back to the very beginning, to the perfect-looking family that quietly destroyed me, if this story is already hitting you in the chest, please do one thing for me. Hit that like button and subscribe. Only if you genuinely feel it. And drop a comment telling me, where are you watching from right now and what time is it there? I read every single comment. Let me know I'm not alone in this. Now, let's go back to the beginning. The Hale family dinner table was a stage, and I was never the star. Every Sunday at 6 o'clock, my parents, Richard and Patricia Hale, hosted dinner at their home in Naperville, Illinois. The house was pristine, white colonial with black shutters, manicured lawn, the kind of place that screamed, "We have our lives together." Inside, the dining room gleamed, crystal glasses, cloth napkins, my mother's homemade pot roast. And across from me sat Tyler. Tyler Hale, 29 years old, MBA from Wharton. Investment analyst pulling in $190,000 a year, BMW in the driveway, downtown Chicago condo, Rolex on his wrist that cost more than I'd made in 6 months of part-time work. Tyler was the golden child. I was the afterthought. "Tyler, honey, how's the new position?" My mother's voice was warm, proud. Tyler leaned back in his chair, casual confidence radiating from him. "Great, Mom. Just closed a deal worth $12 million. My father beamed. "That's my boy." Then his eyes slid to me. The warmth evaporated. "Gracie, any luck this week?" I kept my voice steady. "I have an interview Tuesday." He cut into his pot roast. "Well, don't get your hopes up." Tyler smirked. "Not everyone can hack corporate life, sis." I wanted to throw my napkin at him. I wanted to scream that I'd graduated with a 3.72 GPA, that I'd earned an 80% merit scholarship, that I'd done it without anyone's help. Instead, I said nothing. I'd learned years ago that defending yourself in this house only made things worse. That was October 2022, 5 months after graduation. 22 applications submitted, 3 phone screens, 1 in-person interview, 0 offers. I was starting to think my father was right. Maybe I wasn't good enough, but here's what I didn't know yet. My father wasn't just watching me fail. He was making sure of it. I left that dinner early, drove back to my apartment in Gary, Indiana, 45 minutes from their house, a world away from Tyler's downtown condo. Rent was $750 a month. The windows didn't seal properly. The heat barely worked in winter. But it was mine. I sat at my tiny kitchen table, opened my laptop, and stared at my spreadsheet. Job Search Master Tracker 2022. 22 rows, 22 companies, 22 variations of, "We've decided to pursue other candidates." Something wasn't adding up. My interviews went well. I prepared. I researched. I gave strong answers. Recruiters smiled, said I was exactly what they were looking for, asked about my start date availability, then silence. Or worse, a rejection email citing background verification concerns. I pulled up my LinkedIn, changed my profile picture, rewrote my summary, applied to 5 more companies that week. The pattern would repeat. People ask me why I kept trying, why I didn't give up after the first 10 rejections, the first 20, the first 50. The answer is simple. That diploma meant everything to me. Let me tell you about the University of Michigan, class of 2022. I got my acceptance letter in April 2018, 80% merit scholarship, $48,000 covered. I'd have to pay $12,000 a year out of pocket. My parents didn't celebrate. My father said, "It's just luck. They probably needed to fill a quota. Don't let it go to your head." That same week, Tyler got into Wharton's MBA program. My parents bought champagne, invited friends over, posted on Facebook about their brilliant son. I stopped expecting their approval after that. I worked 2 jobs through college, campus library, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m., $12 an hour. Weekend barista at a coffee shop near campus, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, $11 an hour plus tips. I lived in the cheapest dorm freshman year, moved to a shared apartment sophomore year, 3 roommates, 1 bathroom, furniture from Goodwill. I bought the minimum meal plan, skipped football games and spring break trips. While my classmates partied, I was restocking shelves or making lattes. Every semester, I calculated down to the dollar. Tuition, rent, food, books, transportation. I had a $300 buffer. That was it. But I graduated debt-free. GPA, 3.72. Honors notation on my transcript. Accounting major, minor in finance. I'd done it myself. No loans, no handouts from my parents. On graduation day, May 2022, I walked across that stage and cried, not from joy, from relief. I looked for my parents in the crowd. They weren't there. They showed up 30 minutes late. Blamed traffic. "Congratulations," my mother said, barely looking at me. "Where should we eat? Somewhere cheap, I hope." My father adjusted his tie. "Graduation is just the beginning, Gracie. Now you have to actually find a job. That's the hard part." Tyler didn't come. He texted, "Busy. Congrats, I guess." We went to Applebee's. My parents split an appetizer. I ordered water. That night, alone in my apartment, I framed my diploma, hung it on the wall above my desk. It was the first thing I saw every morning. It represented 4 years of sacrifice, 6,240 hours of work, $48,000 in scholarships I'd earned, $12,000 I'd saved, penny by penny. It was mine, real, untouchable. Or so I thought. Summer 2022, I applied to 22 accounting positions. Big 4 firms, Deloitte, PwC, EY, KPMG, mid-size regional firms, corporate finance roles, entry-level analyst positions. I got 3 phone screens. The first one was with Deloitte. The recruiter sounded enthusiastic. "Your GPA is strong. Your work ethic is impressive. We'd love to move you forward to the next round." Background check was requested July 5th. Rejection came July 12th. Not a fit. The second phone screen was Grant Thornton. Same story. Interview went great. Background check requested. Rejection citing concerns that were flagged. By August, I was starting to panic. I applied to smaller firms, startups, companies that weren't my first choice but would give me experience. One HR director responded to my follow-up email. "Hi, Gracie. Before we proceed, we'd like to clarify some information that came up during our verification process. Can you confirm that your degree from University of Michigan is legitimate? We received some Conflicting information. I stared at that email for 10 minutes. Conflicting information? I replied immediately. Attached a scanned copy of my diploma, my official transcript from the registrar, a PDF of my student ID. Never heard back. In October, I called the University of Michigan office of the registrar, asked them to verify my degree was on file. Of course, Ms. Hale, your diploma is valid. Your records are all in order. Has anyone inquired about my degree recently? There was a pause. Actually, yes. We've received several verification requests this year, 8 between June and September. That's unusual. Is everything okay? 8 companies, all asking if my degree was real. My stomach dropped. Did you verify my degree to them? Of course. Your credentials are legitimate, but... The registrar hesitated. One company mentioned they'd received a tip that your diploma might be forged. We assured them it wasn't. Who gave them that tip? They didn't say. I'm sorry. I hung up. Sat in my car in the parking lot of a grocery store, hands shaking. Someone was actively sabotaging me. That night, I went to family dinner. I shouldn't have. But part of me still hoped they'd offer support. My father asked the same question he always did. Still job hunting? I've applied to 30 companies, I said carefully. I get interviews, then nothing. He shrugged. That's the market. You're competing with people from better schools. I graduated with honors. On paper, sure, but employers can tell when someone isn't executive material. Tyler smirked from across the table. Not everyone can hack corporate life, sis. I'd heard that line before. It stung just as much the second time. My mother touched my hand, gentle, pitying. Maybe you should lower your expectations, dear. Not everyone is meant for high-pressure careers. I left early, cried in my car in their driveway. Maybe they were right. Maybe I wasn't good enough. But deep down, a voice whispered, something is wrong. If you've ever felt like the black sheep in your family, like nothing you do is ever good enough, this story is for you. Hit like if you're still here. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the most hurtful thing a parent ever said to you? Because I'm about to tell you what mine said. And it gets so much worse. By December 2022, I'd created a spreadsheet to track the pattern. Company name, date applied, date of phone screen, date background check was requested, date of rejection, reason given, row after row, application after application. The numbers didn't lie. Success rate before background check, 35%. I was getting phone screens. Employers liked my resume. Success rate after background check, 0%. Every single rejection came after they ran my background. I contacted 5 companies directly, asked for feedback. Most ignored me. 2 HR reps responded. Off the record. Look, I'm not supposed to tell you this, one said over the phone, voice low. But someone contacted us, said your credentials were fake, gave specific details, claimed University of Michigan had flagged your file for fraud. We can't hire someone with that kind of red flag. That's not true, I said. My voice was shaking. I can prove it. I believe you, but my hands are tied. I'm sorry. I asked for a copy of the email. She said it had been deleted for privacy reasons. The second HR rep told me the same story. Anonymous email. Specific accusations. University of Michigan fraud claim. Someone was sending emails about me to companies I'd applied to. Before I even got to the interview stage. Someone with resources. Someone who knew which companies I'd targeted. Someone who wanted me to fail. In February 2023, I escalated to Michigan's office of the registrar again. Demanded a full audit of my file. They sent me an official letter. Dear Ms. Hale, we've completed our review. Your degree is 100% authentic. However, we've received an unprecedented number of verification requests, 18 in the past year. Several callers mentioned receiving tips about fraudulent credentials. We've assured all parties your diploma is valid. If you believe you're being targeted, you may want to consult legal counsel. 18 companies, 18 verification requests in 12 months. I sat on my apartment floor, that letter in my hands, and tried to make sense of it. Who had the resources to contact 18 companies? Who wanted me to fail this badly? By June 2023, I was broke. 10 months unemployed. Savings depleted. I took gig work, DoorDash, TaskRabbit, anything to pay rent. I moved to a cheaper apartment, Gary, Indiana, $750 a month, but it was in a neighborhood where I heard gunshots at night. My car failed inspection, needed $800 in repairs I didn't have. I had $186 in my bank account. I skipped meals, lost 22 pounds, not intentionally. I just couldn't afford food. In July, my father called. "Gracie, I heard you're struggling. I want to help." For one brief, stupid moment, I felt hope. "I'm offering you a job at my consulting firm. $38,000 a year. Assistant role. You'll report directly to me. I'll manage your schedule, your clients, your work. It's easier that way." I understood immediately. It wasn't a job. It was a cage. "What's the salary again?" I asked, stalling. $38,000, plus I'll cover your rent. You can move back home. Save money. And I'd report to you? Of course. I need to make sure you're doing things correctly. Thanks, Dad, but I'll find something on my own. His voice went cold. Fine, but when you hit rock bottom, don't come crying to me. Click. August 2024. Eviction notice, 30 days to vacate. I was applying to retail jobs just to survive. I sat on the floor of my empty apartment, furniture sold to pay rent, and held my diploma in my hands. 4 years, I whispered, 60,000 hours, and no one believes you're real. I almost gave up that night. Almost. But I made myself a promise. One more try. If this doesn't work, I'll leave Illinois. Start over somewhere. No one knows my name. I created a new resume, removed University of Michigan from the top, listed only my skills and experience, applied to 8 companies under a slightly modified name, G. Hale instead of Gracie Hale. Got 3 interviews. All 3 went well. All 3 ran background checks. All 3 rejected me. The problem wasn't my degree. The problem was me. Someone had made sure I would never work in accounting. Late 2023 bled into early 2024. I stopped answering calls from college friends, deleted LinkedIn, couldn't bear to see their success posts, new jobs at PwC, promotions, office photos, happy hour celebrations. Meanwhile, I was delivering food in a 12-year-old Honda Civic with a cracked windshield. My parents increased the pressure. My father started calling weekly. The offer still stands. Come work for me. My mother sent care packages, canned soup, $20 bills tucked into greeting cards with notes. We're worried about you. Tyler texted once. Just take the job. You're embarrassing them. I felt like I was suffocating. Every family dinner became mandatory. My father would text, "Dinner Sunday, be there." If I said I was busy, he'd respond, "You're unemployed. You're not busy. 6 p.m. So I went, sat at that table, listened to Tyler talk about his bonuses, his vacation to Aspen, his new Tesla, and felt myself shrinking. In January 2024, I had my first panic attack. I was in a grocery store, standing in front of the eggs. They cost $4. I had $6 in my checking account. Rent was due in 2 days. I couldn't afford eggs. My hands started shaking. My vision blurred. I couldn't breathe. The cashier asked if I was okay. I ran out, sat in my car, and sobbed. I'd become the failure my father said I was. I went to a free clinic in March. The doctor diagnosed anxiety, prescribed medication I couldn't afford. "Do you have support at home?" she asked gently. I lied. Yes. Then, in April 2024, the letter arrived. Certified mail. Return address. NCB Management Services. I opened it standing in my apartment's hallway. Final notice. This is an attempt to collect a debt. You currently owe $385,622.18 in defaulted student loan debt. Failure to respond within 30 days will result in wage garnishment and legal action. I read it 3 times. $385,000. I'd never taken a loan in my life. I called the number on the letter. Automated system. Account for Gracie Hale, Social Security number ending in 8392. Balance $385,622.18. This account is 90+ days delinquent. Please hold for a representative. I hung up, opened my laptop with shaking hands, typed, "How to check credit report free." Annualcreditreport.com. Free credit report, once per year. I entered my information. Social Security number, date of birth, address. The page loaded. Credit score, 510. My stomach dropped. I scrolled down. Delinquent accounts, 8. Total debt, $385,622. Account 1. Sally Mae Student Loan, open March 2016. Balance $55,120. Status, 90+ days delinquent. Account 2. Navient Private Loan, opened August 2017. Balance $48,350. Status, 90+ days delinquent. The list went on. 8 loans, 8 balances, all in my name. All opened between 2016 and 2020. I was 16 years old in March 2016, a junior in high school. I didn't have a bank account. I didn't even know what APR meant. How could I have applied for student loans when I was 16? I clicked on the first account, viewed details. Disbursement address, 1840 Locust Street, Apartment 6B, Philadelphia, PA 19103. I'd never been to Philadelphia. I Googled the address. Luxury apartment building, near the University of Pennsylvania, near Wharton. My brother went to Wharton. My brother lived in Philadelphia from 2018 to 2020. I called Sally Mae, hands shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone. "I need information about an account under my name. I didn't open it." The representative pulled up my file. Loan opened March 15th, 2016. Borrower, Gracie Hale. Application submitted online. Funds disbursed to bank account ending in 6238. I didn't open this. The application shows an electronic signature, ma'am. I was 16. Can you send me a copy? We can email the original application. But this looks like identity theft. You should file a police report. The email arrived 20 minutes later. I opened the PDF. There was my name, my social security number, my date of birth, and at the bottom, a signature. Gracie Hale in cursive. It looked like my signature. Close enough. Same letters, same general shape. But it wasn't mine. The slant was wrong. The loops were tighter. The pressure was different. Someone had practiced writing my name, someone who'd seen my signature enough times to forge it, someone in my family. I requested all 8 loan applications. They arrived the next day. I spread them out on my kitchen table, studied each signature, all forged. All similar to my real signature, but wrong. I pulled out my driver's license, compared the signature. Mine had a pronounced upper loop on the G, 45-degree slant, even pressure. The loan signatures, tighter loop, 30-degree slant, heavy pressure on the upstrokes. Someone had copied my signature, but they weren't perfect. I looked at the disbursement addresses. Account 1, March 2016, 1840 Locust Street, Philadelphia. Account 2, August 2017, 1840 Locust Street, Philadelphia. Account 3, January 2018, 1840 Locust Street, Philadelphia. Tyler's address. All of them. I pulled up Tyler's Instagram, scrolled back to 2016, March 20th, 2016. Photo of a new MacBook Pro. Caption, upgrade time, #productivity. 5 days after the first loan was disbursed. August 2017. Photos from Europe, Barcelona, Paris, Rome. Caption, summer adventure before grad school. Weeks after the second loan, January 2018. Photo in front of Wharton's campus. First day of MBA, #blessed, #future is mine. Days after the third loan, July 2019. Photo of a BMW. New ride, #blessed. Weeks after the sixth loan. The pattern was undeniable. I hired a skip tracer. $200, the last of my money. Asked them to identify who owned the bank accounts the loans were disbursed to. The report came back a week later. Account ending in 6238. Primary holder Tyler Hale. Opened 2015. Cosigner Richard Hale. Account ending in 9103. Primary holder Tyler Hale. Opened 2018. Cosigner Richard Hale. Account ending in 2856. Primary holder Tyler Hale. Opened 2019. No cosigner. My father was cosigner on Tyler's accounts. My father had access, saw every deposit, every withdrawal. My father knew. I laid out the evidence on my apartment floor. 8 loan applications, Tyler's addresses, Tyler's bank accounts, my father's name as cosigner. Loan disbursement dates matched Tyler's social media posts about luxury purchases. $385,000. Stolen from my future to fund my brother's present. I had motive. I had means. I had timeline. I had witnesses. Loan servicers, banks, the university registrar. What I didn't have was leverage. If I went to the police, it would be my word against my family's. If I confronted them, they'd deny everything. Gaslight me. Cut me off completely. I needed an ally, someone outside the family, someone with power, resources, and a reason to believe me. I needed one more interview. But first, I made a mistake. I thought maybe, just maybe, if I showed them the evidence, they'd confess. Apologize. Fix it. I was still naive enough to hope my family loved me. August 3rd, 2024. I requested a family dinner. Said it was important. I brought my evidence folder. 89 pages, printed loan applications, credit reports, bank records, Tyler's social media screenshots. They were all there. Richard, Patricia, Tyler. My father looked at me across the table. What's this about? You sounded urgent. I opened the folder. I discovered something. About my credit report. Tyler leaned back, casual. Credit report? Since when do you check that stuff? I slid the first document across the table. My credit report. 510 score. $385,000 debt. Someone opened 8 student loans in my name. Starting when I was 16, the money went to Tyler's bank accounts. Silence. My mother broke it. Her voice was gentle, concerned, too concerned. Gracie, honey, are you feeling okay? This sounds paranoid. I have proof. I spread out the loan applications. These signatures are forged. The disbursement addresses are Tyler's apartments in Philadelphia. The bank accounts are in his name. Tyler's face flushed. What? That's insane. I don't know anything about this. Then explain why $55,000 was deposited to your account the same week you bought a new MacBook. I took out my own loans for my MBA in my name. Then why were they dispersed to 1840 Locust Street on the exact dates these loans show? That's my apartment. So what? Lots of people live there. I turned to my father. He hadn't looked at the documents. He was looking at me, calm, cold. You were co-signer on his accounts, I said. You had to know. My father leaned back, adjusted his tie. When he spoke, his voice was measured, reasonable, the voice of a man explaining something to a child. Gracie, I understand you're frustrated. 2 years without work is hard, but accusing your family of fraud? That's concerning. Have you talked to anyone? A therapist? I don't need therapy. I need answers. These signatures are forged. According to you. But you're not a handwriting expert. You're an unemployed girl with a degree no one will verify. The words hit like a slap. My mother reached for my hand. Maybe we should call Dr. Brennan. Gracie, you're not yourself. I'm filing a police report. My father stood, towered over me. You did what? I reported identity theft, because that's what this is. His mask dropped, just for a second, but I saw it, the rage beneath the concern. You just destroyed any chance you had at a normal life. I've been trying to help you, trying to protect you. And this is how you repay me? Protect me? You've been sabotaging me. Prove it. His voice was ice. You have circumstantial evidence, theories. No employer will hire someone who accuses their own family of fraud. You'll look unstable, vindictive. No one will believe you. Tyler smirked. Good luck with that police report, sis. Dad has lawyer friends. My father leaned down, close enough that I could see the calculation in his eyes. Here's what's going to happen. You drop this nonsense, you come work for me. You rebuild your life quietly, or... He paused. Or I make sure you never work in accounting again. I have connections in 52 firms. One phone call from me, and you're blacklisted. He smiled, cruel, satisfied. Oh wait, I already made those calls. The room went silent. He'd just confessed. Not directly, but enough. I grabbed my folder, walked out. No tears, no screaming. In my car, hands shaking, I realized. He'd admitted it. I already made those calls. But I was alone. Family against me. No resources, no proof that would hold up in court. Maybe I should give up. My phone buzzed. Email notification. Subject: Interview request. Garrett Financial Verification. I almost deleted it. I didn't remember applying to Garrett Financial Verification. But when I checked my sent folder, there it was. September 15th, 2024. Application number 90. The job posting. Background Verification Analyst. Investigate credential fraud. Verify educational backgrounds. Detect identity theft. The irony wasn't lost on me. The email was brief. Dear Ms. Hale, thank you for your application. We'd like to schedule an interview with our CEO, Philip Garrett, on February 18th at 10 a.m. Please confirm availability. Additionally, Mr. Garrett has reviewed your application and has questions about your educational verification history. Please bring original diploma and transcripts to the interview. Questions about my educational verification history. Had my father contacted them too? I almost didn't respond. But I had nothing left to lose. I confirmed the interview. The months between August and February were a blur. I survived on gig work. Borrowed $500 from a college acquaintance, promised to pay it back when I could. Applied to 6 more jobs, half-heartedly. All rejected. Got a second eviction notice, 30 days. New Year's Eve 2024, I wrote in my journal, I'm 25. Unemployed, $1,200 in my account, no family, no prospects. This time last year, I thought I'd hit bottom. I was wrong. There's always further to fall. February 5th, 2025. The interview confirmation email felt like a lifeline I didn't deserve. I researched the company. Garrett Financial Verification. Boutique firm, 32 employees, specializing in forensic background checks for corporate hires. CEO, Philip Garrett. 30 years experience. Former FBI white-collar crime unit. If anyone could detect lies, it was him. Which meant he'd either see through my parents' smear campaign or believe it. February 18th. I woke at 5 a.m. Couldn't sleep. Ironed my interview suit. Same navy blazer I'd worn to 89 previous interviews. Drove to the office in Chicago. Sat in the parking lot 30 minutes early. This was interview number 92. 91 rejections behind me. I grabbed my diploma in its leather case. My evidence folder, now 312 pages, walked into the lobby. Gracie Hale for Philip Garrett. The receptionist smiled. He's expecting you, and he asked me to tell you. Bring all your documentation. Everything you have. Philip Garrett's office was lined with certifications, FBI credentials, forensic accounting licenses, fraud investigation awards. He stood when I entered. 54 years old, gray hair, sharp eyes that missed nothing. We shook hands. Ms. Hale, thank you for coming. He gestured to the chair across from his desk. Before we discuss the position, I need to understand something. Here it comes, I thought. The rejection. You've applied to 93 accounting jobs in the past 32 months. You've received 12 interviews. 0 offers. He knew. Of course he knew. He was a background investigator. Why? He asked. Simply. Directly. I met his eyes. Because someone is sabotaging me. I expected skepticism, disbelief. Instead, he nodded. I believe you, he said. That's why you're here. For the next 90 minutes, Philip Garrett dismantled my life and put it back together. He asked for my diploma, examined the seal with a magnifying glass, checked the watermark, the embossed text, the registrar's signature. Then he picked up his phone. Called University of Michigan, on speaker. Yes, this is Philip Garrett from Garrett Financial Verification. I have a candidate claiming a degree from your institution. Gracie Hale, graduated May 2022. Accounting. Student ID number 489-30256. Can you verify? I held my breath. The registrar's voice came through clear. One moment. Yes. Gracie Hale, Bachelor of Science in Accounting, GPA 3.72, graduated with honors May 2022, no fraud flags on file. Philip typed notes. Any issues with her credentials? None. Her diploma is authentic. He thanked them, hung up, looked at me. Your degree is completely real. The university confirmed it. Relief flooded through me. I felt tears prickling. So why, he continued, has your background check been flagged at 52 companies? He turned his computer screen toward me. My credit report filled the screen. Score, 510. Debt, $385,622. 8 student loans, all delinquent. I know, I whispered. I found out 2 months ago. Did you take these loans? No. I didn't think so. He clicked to another screen. Look at the dates. First loan opened March 2016. You were 16 years old. Federal law requires borrowers to be 18 for private student loans. Whoever opened this committed a crime immediately. He pulled up another document, the loan application. May I see a sample of your real signature? I handed him my driver's license, my college transcripts, my diploma. He scanned them into his computer, overlaid the signatures on the loan applications. The differences were stark on screen. Slant angles, loop formations, pressure points. Your real signature, he said, pointing. The G in Gracie has a pronounced upper loop. 45 degrees slant. Even pressure. He switched to the loan signatures. These, tighter loop, 30-degree slant, heavy pressure on upstrokes. Someone practiced your signature, but they're not you. I started crying. I've been telling people this for 2 years. No one believed me. I'm a forensic analyst. His voice was kind but firm. Evidence doesn't lie. People do. He leaned back. Do you know who has access to your social security number? My parents. My brother. Tell me about them. So I did. I told him everything. Tyler's lifestyle, the scholarships he didn't have, the luxury purchases that coincided with loan disbursement dates, Richard's sabotage campaign. The "I already made those calls" confession. The evidence folder I'd compiled. I told him about 92 applications, 12 interviews, 2 years of unemployment, panic attacks, eviction notices. When I finished, Philip was quiet for a long moment. Then he pulled up another screen. In the past 32 months, I've received verification requests on you from 52 companies. Many included anonymous tips about fraudulent credentials. He clicked through a database. I save all requests, including IP addresses. Rows of data appeared. Verification requests, timestamps, IP addresses. 48 of these came from the same IP address. He pulled up a map. A red pin appeared. This address, Naperville, Illinois, registered to Richard Hale Consulting LLC. My father's office. He'd been sending anonymous tips from his work computer. Your father runs a consulting firm? Philip asked. Yes, he wanted me to work there. I refused. So he made sure you couldn't work anywhere else? Philip's voice was calm, clinical. That's conspiracy, defamation, possibly wire fraud if he used email. Can you prove it? I have metadata, timestamps, IP logs, email headers. Combined with your loan fraud evidence. He met my eyes. Yes, I can prove it. What do I do now? He was quiet for a moment. Then, you let me help you build an airtight case, and then we go public. He offered me 3 things. First, a job, $68,000 a year, background verification analyst. Second, legal support, connection to an attorney specializing in identity theft. Third, a platform. In 4 weeks, I'm keynote speaker at the National Accounting and Finance Professionals Summit in Chicago. 800 attendees, media coverage. I want you there as my co-presenter. We'll present your case as a cautionary tale about family financial fraud. I stared at him. My family will be destroyed. Your family destroyed you, he said evenly. Time to return the favor. Legally. They'll deny everything. Call me crazy again. Let them try. I have evidence they can't refute, and I'll make sure the right people are in that audience. He extended his hand. Are you ready? I thought of 92 rejections, 2 years of hell, my father's cruel smile, Tyler's smirk. I'm ready. Stay with me. Because what happens in the next 4 weeks, the evidence we uncover, the conspiracy we expose, the moment I stand in front of 800 people and tell the truth, that's when everything changes. Subscribe if you want to see how this ends. You won't want to miss it. For the first time in 2 years, I had a job. I started at Garrett Financial on February 19th, 2025. Desk in an open office, employee badge with my name, a paycheck that would actually clear. But while I focused on learning my new role, Philip's team, 3 forensic analysts, investigated my case full-time. You do your work, Philip told me. We'll handle this. By the time we present at the summit, the case will be bulletproof. Week 1. They subpoenaed the loan servicers. Bank records came back showing exact dates of disbursements to Tyler's accounts, and withdrawals that matched his social media timeline with disturbing precision. March 15th, 2016. $55,000 deposited. March 16th. $52,000 withdrawn in 3 transactions. March 20th. Tyler posted a photo of a new MacBook Pro and new furniture. August 22nd, 2017. $48,000 deposited. August 24th. $45,000 withdrawn. August 28th. Tyler posted vacation photos from Europe. The pattern repeated. 8 loans, 8 deposit withdrawal cycles, 8 sets of luxury purchases. Tyler's total spending over 4 years, $388,000. The loan amounts, $385,000. The math was damning. Week 2. Philip's team forensically analyzed the anonymous tip emails sent to 52 companies, all sent from the same IP block, all during business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, all using Outlook 2019, the same email client Richard's consulting firm used. They recovered sample emails from companies willing to cooperate. Warning: applicant Gracie Hale has fraudulent credentials. Diploma is forged. University has flagged her file. Do not hire. Concerned industry professional. FYI, Gracie Hale has history of academic fraud. Her degree is not legitimate. Please verify before proceeding. Be advised, Gracie Hale fabricated University of Michigan diploma. She never attended. Background check will reveal discrepancies. 52 emails. All lies. All traceable to IP address 198.5.1.100.68. Registered to Richard Hale Consulting, LLC. My father had systematically destroyed my reputation from his office computer. Week 3. They subpoenaed Richard's business phone records. 63 outgoing calls to companies I'd applied to. Dates matched my application timeline. Average call duration, 8 to 12 minutes. They couldn't access call content, but the pattern spoke for itself. June 28th, 2022. Richard called Deloitte's HR department. 11 minutes. July 18th, 2022. Richard called Grant Thornton Recruiting. 9 minutes. August 5th, 2022. Richard called KPMG Talent Acquisition. 12 minutes. Each call happened within days of my application. Each company rejected me after background check. Philip hired a certified forensic document examiner, Dr. Janet Holloway, 25 years FBI experience. She analyzed the 8 loan signatures. Her report was 45 pages. The conclusion was 1 paragraph. Analysis compared known signatures with questioned signatures. Findings: slant differential of 15 degrees, pressure patterns inconsistent, letter formation discrepancies averaging 2.3 millimeters. Speed analysis shows hesitation marks consistent with forgery. Conclusion: questioned signatures were not written by Gracie Hale. Probability: 99.7%. 99.7% certainty. The signatures were forged. March 8th. Philip's attorney contacted Tyler through LinkedIn, requested voluntary interview regarding student loan fraud investigation. Tyler agreed. Probably thought he could talk his way out of it. The interview was recorded. Attorney present. Tyler nervous but trying to appear confident. Mr. Hale, can you explain how $385,000 in student loans under your sister's name were deposited to your bank accounts? I don't know what you're talking about. We have bank records. 8 deposits between 2016 and 2020. Accounts ending in 6238, 9103, and 2856. Those are your accounts, correct? I mean, yeah, those are my accounts. But I don't know about any loans in Gracie's name. Did you attend Wharton? Yes. How did you pay for it? Tyler hesitated. Student loans. My own loans. Under whose name? Mine. Then why do our records show loans under Gracie Hale's name dispersed to your address in Philadelphia? Silence. We'll be in touch, Mr. Hale. Don't leave the state. Tyler realized then he was in trouble. During the document review, Philip noticed something else. One of the loan applications, loan number 3, January 2018, $62,000, had 2 signatures. Borrower, Gracie Hale. Co-signer for income verification, Patricia Hale. But Patricia's signature didn't match her driver's license or her signature on my birth certificate. Your mother's signature is forged too, Philip said quietly. I stared at the document. You think my father forged her signature? Either that, or she signed under duress. Either way, she may not have known the full scope. It didn't excuse her. She'd watched him sabotage me for 2 years. She'd called me paranoid. But maybe she was a victim too, in her own way. By March 10th, we had everything. 8 forged loan applications, $385,000 funneled to Tyler. 52 defamatory emails from Richard's office, 63 sabotage phone calls. Forensic signature analysis proving forgery beyond reasonable doubt. Tyler's contradictory interview. Federal prosecutors could charge your father with identity theft, wire fraud, loan fraud, and conspiracy. Philip said, We're talking decades in prison. Tyler would face accessory charges. And the summit? 5 days away. He looked at me seriously. I've sent invitations to the FBI Financial Crimes Division, Illinois Attorney General's Office, FTC representatives. He paused. And your family? My blood went cold. You invited them? They need to be there when the truth comes out. Justice isn't justice if it's hidden. March 11th, 4 days before the summit. My phone rang. Unknown number. I didn't answer. Voicemail. Gracie, it's your father. I don't know what you think you're doing with this investigation, but you need to stop. We're family. Family handles things privately. Call me back. Today. I deleted it. He called 2 more times, left increasingly agitated messages. If you don't call me back by 5 p.m., I'm coming to your office. He showed up at 5:30 p.m. The receptionist called Philip. Philip came down to the lobby. I followed. My father stood there. Suit and tie. The picture of respectable professionalism. I need to speak with my daughter. Alone. Philip stepped between us. Ms. Hale is my employee. She doesn't want to speak with you. This is family business. Stay out of it. This is federal fraud business, and I'm very much in it. My father's eyes found mine. Gracie, whatever he's told you, it's not true. I'm your father. I love you. You destroyed my career for 2 years. I was trying to protect you from making mistakes. The corporate world would eat you alive. Philip's voice was ice. Mr. Hale, I'm going to ask you to leave, or I'll call the police. My father took a step toward me. This isn't over. Security escorted him out. He turned at the door, looked at me. You'll regret this, Gracie. March 12th. Certified letter from a law firm, Richard's attorney. Cease and desist. Threatening defamation lawsuit if I continue to make false accusations. Philip read it. Laughed. Empty threat. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation. He knows that. March 13th. My mother showed up at my apartment. I don't know how she got my address. She stood in my doorway crying. Gracie, please. Your father made mistakes, but he loves you. Tyler loves you. We're family. You can't do this to us. What about what you did to me? I didn't know. I swear I didn't know about the loans. Did you know about the phone calls? The emails to employers? She cried harder. Richard said he was protecting you. He said you weren't ready for corporate pressure. And you believed him? He's my husband. I trust him. Then trust him when he goes to prison. She left, sobbing. I watched her car pull away. Felt nothing. Not anger, not sadness. Just emptiness where my family used to be. March 14th, day before the summit. Tyler confronted me in the parking lot after work. He was angry, defensive. You're really going to do this? Destroy our family in front of the whole industry? You used my name to steal $385,000. I didn't steal anything. Dad helped me with loans. I didn't know they were in your name. The money went to your accounts. So what? I thought Dad co-signed or something. I didn't ask questions. And now you're going to ruin my life because of some paperwork? Some paperwork? My credit is destroyed. I was unemployed for 3 years. I almost became homeless. That's not my fault. You're right. It's your choice. You chose not to ask where $385,000 came from. Tyler's face reddened. I'll never forgive you for this. I don't need your forgiveness. I need justice. That night, my father called one last time, 10 p.m. I almost didn't answer, but I did. His voice was cold, calculated. Gracie, last chance. Drop this. Walk away. I'll even write you a check for $50,000. Fresh start. New city. We never speak of this again. You're trying to buy my silence? I'm trying to protect you from yourself. Tomorrow, you're going to stand on that stage and accuse your own family of fraud. Do you know what that makes you look like? Vindictive. Bitter. No employer will touch you after this. I have a job. Philip hired me. One man. I have connections in 200 firms. You'll never work in accounting again. We'll see. His voice turned to ice. You know what? Fine. Do it. Destroy your family. But when you're alone, unemployed again, don't come crawling back. Girls like you will never make it. That diploma is a joke. No company will ever hire a worthless, delusional bitch who thinks she's smarter than her own brother. There it was. The truth beneath the mask. I won't need to crawl back, I said quietly. See you tomorrow, Dad. I hung up, sat in the darkness of my apartment. Tomorrow I'd face 800 people, media, federal investigators, my family. I'd tell the truth. And I had the evidence to back it up. March 15th, 2025. I woke at 6 a.m. Put on my new suit, bought with my first paycheck. Navy blue, professional, the armor I needed. Philip picked me up at 7:30. Nervous? He asked. Terrified. Good. Means you care. Remember? Stick to facts. Let the evidence speak. Don't get emotional. If they attack, stay calm. We have truth on our side. What if they don't believe me? I've invited federal prosecutors, the FTC, the Illinois Attorney General's office, and the FBI. They'll believe the evidence. That's what matters. He paused. By the way, your family confirmed attendance. All 3. Chicago Marriott Magnificent Mile. Grand ballroom. 800 seats. Stage with projector screen. Media setup. 6 outlets. Tribune. Sun-Times. Crane's Chicago Business. Forbes. NPR. Local TV. Backstage, I looked at the program. Keynote. Family Financial Fraud. A Cautionary Tale. Presented by Philip Garrett and Gracie Hale. My name? On a program. At a professional summit. I peeked through the curtain. Saw them walk in. Richard. Confident. Suit perfectly tailored. Patricia. Pale. Nervous. Tyler. Angry. Arms crossed. They sat in the 3rd row. Center seats. Right in view of the stage. They came to defend themselves. Or attack me. I didn't know which was worse. Philip pointed out the front row. Left side. FBI Special Agent Carla Reynolds. Next to her, Assistant U.S. Attorney James Morrison. They've been investigating independently since I sent them your evidence last week. They're really investigating? Federal student loan fraud, identity theft, wire fraud? They'd be negligent not to. Agent Reynolds caught Philip's eye, nodded. She was ready. 9:55 a.m. 5 minutes. Philip looked at me. Last chance to back out. I'm not backing out. Then let's give them a story they'll never forget. The MC's voice. Please welcome Philip Garrett, CEO of Garrett Financial Verification, and his colleague Gracie Hale for today's keynote on family financial fraud. Lights dimmed. Spotlight on stage. Philip walked out first. Confident, experienced. I followed, legs shaking, heart pounding. 800 faces turned toward me. My father sat motionless. Tyler glared. Patricia looked down. FBI watched, pens ready. Media cameras turned on. This was it. No turning back. Philip's voice filled the room. Thank you for joining us. What you're about to hear is the true story of how a decorated accounting graduate became unemployable for 2 years, not because of her qualifications, but because her own family committed federal fraud in her name. The room went silent. He turned to the screen. My diploma appeared. 15 feet wide. Gracie Hale graduated University of Michigan in 2022 with honors. She applied to 92 accounting positions over 33 months. She received 12 interviews, 0 offers. Next slide, 92 rejection emails. Not because she wasn't qualified. Her diploma is authentic, verified, but because someone was systematically destroying her reputation. He looked at the audience. Today, we're going to show you who, and why, and how. I stepped to the microphone. My voice shook at first, then steadied. I was 16 years old when the first student loan was opened in my name. I was a junior in high school. I didn't have a bank account. I didn't know what interest rates were. Federal law requires borrowers to be at least 18. Slide appeared. March 15th, 2016. Loan application. My name. My social security number. Signature. Gracie Hale. So how did this loan get approved? Murmurs in the audience. Philip took over. Walked them through the timeline. Gracie's college years versus Tyler's MBA timeline. Loan opening dates versus my age. The comparison was stark. Then came the forensic analysis. Side-by-side signatures. My real signature from my diploma versus the loan signatures. Dr. Holloway's report summary on screen. We hired a certified forensic document examiner, 25 years FBI experience. Her conclusion, 99.7% certainty these signatures are forgeries. The image zoomed in. Loop formations, slant angles, pressure differences measured in millimeters. Someone practiced Gracie's signature, but they weren't perfect. I spoke again. Where did the money go? Not to my education, I had an 80% scholarship. Not to my living expenses, I worked 2 jobs. Slide changed. It went here. Bank account number, account holder, Tyler Hale. My brother's account. March 15th, 2016. $55,000 deposited. March 16th. $52,000 withdrawn. Next slide. Tyler's Instagram post. March 20th. New MacBook. New furniture. Date stamp visible. Want to see more? I walked them through all 8 loans, deposits, withdrawals, Tyler's social media posts matching dates with disturbing precision. 8 cycles, $385,000. Tyler stood up, like he was going to leave. FBI agent Reynolds gestured for him to sit. He sat. Philip pulled up the emails. Gracie couldn't understand why she kept getting rejected. Then we investigated. Slide, anonymous email to Deloitte HR. Warning, Gracie Hale has fabricated diploma. Anonymous tip, sent to 52 companies over 2 years. Next slide, email header. IP address, trace route. We traced the IP address. Map appeared. Red pin. IP 198.5.1.100.68. Registered to Richard Hale Consulting LLC. The address filled the screen. Gracie's father. Sent from his office computer. During business hours. systematically destroying his own daughter's career. Gasps from the audience. My father stood. "This is defamation. I'm being slandered." Philip's voice was calm. "Mr. Hale, please sit down." Mr. Hale, we have metadata. We have IP logs. We have email headers. We have phone records showing 63 calls to employers Gracie applied to." My father's face went red. "You have no proof." "Actually," I said, stepping to the microphone, "we have 312 pages of proof, including a recording of you admitting you made those calls." I pressed play. My father's voice filled the room through the speakers. "I have connections in 200 firms. You'll never work in accounting again. I already made those calls." 800 witnesses. Silence. Then FBI Special Agent Reynolds stood, walked toward my father's row. "Mr. Hale, I'm Special Agent Carla Reynolds with the FBI. We're conducting an investigation into federal loan fraud, identity theft, and wire fraud. I need you to come with me." My father turned pale. "I'm not going anywhere. This is a setup. You can cooperate, or I can arrest you right now for obstruction. Your choice." Security guards appeared at the ends of the row. My father realized he was trapped. "I want my lawyer." "You'll get one. Let's go." They escorted him out of the ballroom. Cameras flashing, crowd murmuring. Patricia sat frozen. Tyler's head was in his hands. Philip turned to Tyler. "Mr. Tyler Hale, you're also under investigation. You received $385,000 in fraudulent loan disbursements. You want to explain that?" Tyler stood, defensive. "I didn't know. My dad said he was helping with my loans. I didn't ask questions." My voice was steady now, strong. "You didn't ask where $385,000 came from?" "I thought it was Dad's money." "Then why was it in student loan accounts? Why were the disbursements labeled education loan?" Tyler stammered. I didn't," Philip cut in. "Willful ignorance isn't a defense, Mr. Hale." An FBI agent approached Tyler, handed him a business card. "Don't leave Illinois. We'll be contacting you." Patricia stood, crying, tried to approach the stage. Security stopped her. "Gracie, I'm so sorry. I didn't know about the loans. I swear I didn't know." I looked at her. This woman who'd raised me, who'd sat silent while my father destroyed me. "You knew about the phone calls. You knew he was sabotaging me. You told me to lower my expectations and come work for him. I thought he was helping. He said corporate jobs would be too stressful for you, and you believed him? For 2 years, while I was unemployed, broke, almost homeless, you believed I just wasn't good enough?" She sobbed. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Your apology doesn't fix my credit score, or the years I lost, or the trauma." Security escorted her out. I turned back to the audience. 800 faces. Some shocked, some sympathetic, many taking notes. I'm standing here today not as a victim. I'm standing here as proof that the truth will find you. Family financial fraud is real. It affects over 1 million Americans every year. Parents steal their children's identities to open credit cards, loans, mortgages. Children grow up with destroyed credit before they turn 18. Slide changed. Resources, hotlines, legal aid organizations. If this has happened to you, here's what I want you to know. It's not your fault. You deserve justice, and there are people who will believe you. I paused. Check your credit report. It's free once a year at annualcreditreport.com. Look for accounts you didn't open. If you find fraud, report it. Don't stay silent to protect your family. They didn't protect you. The room was silent. Then someone in the back started clapping. Then another. Then the whole room stood. 800 people, on their feet, applauding. Media rushed forward. Questions shouted. FBI Agent Reynolds approached me. Ms. Hale will need your full cooperation for the investigation. But I want you to know, this was incredibly brave, and we're going to make sure they're held accountable. Philip put his hand on my shoulder. You did it. You told the truth, and they can't hurt you anymore. I looked at my diploma, still projected on the screen behind me. I'd protected it, proven it, and now, finally, I could use it. The FBI investigation took 3 months. They interviewed me multiple times, subpoenaed all the records Philip had gathered, interviewed loan servicers, banks, the university, 15 employers. Agent Reynolds told me, "The evidence you provided did half our job for us. We've confirmed every detail." April 28, 2025, the U.S. Attorney's Office filed federal charges. Richard Hale, 8 counts identity theft, 8 counts student loan fraud, 52 counts wire fraud, 1 count conspiracy. Maximum possible sentence, over 1,000 years. Realistic outcome with plea deal, 15 to 25 years. Tyler Hale, 8 counts accessory to fraud, 1 count money laundering, maximum 50 years. Realistic, 5 to 10. In May, Richard's attorney contacted the prosecutor about a plea deal. June 15th, court hearing. I sat in the gallery as Richard Hale stood before the judge. He pleaded guilty to 5 counts, accepted 12 years in federal prison, $385,000 in restitution, $150,000 in fines. Tyler pleaded guilty to 2 counts, 4 years in prison. Joint restitution with Richard. The judge looked at my father with disgust. "Mr. Hale, you systematically destroyed your daughter's financial future to fund your son's education and lifestyle. You forged her signature, stole her identity, sabotaged her career for years. This betrayal of parental duty is unconscionable. You are sentenced to 12 years in federal prison, followed by 3 years supervised release. You will also pay full restitution to your daughter plus damages." My father looked at me one last time before they led him away. No words, just defeat. June 2025. Federal court ordered all 8 fraudulent loans removed from my credit file. Within 30 days, my credit score, 758. I received an official letter. "Dear Ms. Hale, per federal court order, all student loan accounts associated with fraudulent activity have been removed from your credit file. Your updated credit score is 758. You are not responsible for any debt related to these accounts." I framed it, hung it next to my diploma. $385,000 in restitution was deposited to my account, from Tyler's seized assets and Richard's frozen accounts. I donated $200,000 to a scholarship fund for fraud victims, kept $185,000. Emergency fund, security I'd never had. Patricia wasn't charged. Insufficient evidence she knew about the loans, but she filed for divorce in July, issued a public apology through her attorney. I failed my daughter by not questioning my husband's actions and by enabling his control. I am profoundly sorry. I respect Gracie's need for distance and will not contact her unless she wishes it. She moved to Arizona, away from the scandal. I read her statement. Felt nothing. Not anger. Not forgiveness. Just closure. August 2025. Philip promoted me to Senior Background Verification Analyst. $85,000 a year. Gave me a team to lead. 3 junior analysts. "I want you running our family fraud division," he said. "Help other people who are going through what you went through." My first case, a 22-year-old whose mother had opened 12 credit cards in her name. I helped her file the police report, connected her with legal aid, walked her through the process. She cried when her credit was cleared. "Thank you," she said. "No one believed me until you." "I believe you," I told her. "And you're going to be okay." September 2025. I moved to a new apartment. Lincoln Park, Chicago. $1,800 a month. Safe neighborhood. Windows that locked. Heat that worked. Real furniture from a real store. I walked into my new apartment and cried. Not from sadness, from relief. I had space. I had peace. I had safety. For the first time since graduation, I felt like a real adult. Not a failure, not a victim, just me. I started therapy in October, weekly sessions. How do you feel about your father now? My therapist asked. I don't know. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just sad. Sad that he chose control over love. Sad that I wasted years trying to earn his approval. Sad that he'll spend the next 12 years in prison instead of being a real father. Do you think you'll ever forgive him? Maybe, but forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. I can forgive and still choose to never see him again. I wrote in my journal that night, I'm not defined by what they did to me. I'm defined by how I survived it. November 2025. I reconnected with college friends. Coffee with Amy, my former roommate. I saw your summit presentation, she said. I had no idea you were going through that. I'm so sorry I lost touch. It's okay. I pushed everyone away. I was ashamed. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You're a badass. We laughed. Real laughter. The kind I hadn't felt in years. December 2025. I started volunteering, teaching financial literacy workshops at a community center. 45 young adults showed up to my first session. Your parents having your social security number doesn't give them the right to use it, I told them. If you're 18 or older, check your credit report. Make sure no one has opened accounts in your name. And if they have, even if it's family, you have the right to report it. You're not betraying them. They betrayed you. A young woman raised her hand. My mom opened a credit card in my name when I was 17. I found out last month. I don't know what to do. After this workshop, come talk to me. I'll help you. 8